These troops and vehicles are amassed to take part in a large-scale NATO exercise called Hedgehog 25. The troops and vehicles are gathered here at Tapa Army Base, which lies to the south of the town of Tapa. It's the largest military base in Estonia. Next to the base is the Kespelugoon, a 29,530 acres training area used for artillery live-fire exercises and tracked unit manoeuvres. This exercise is part of Operation Razor Edge, a series of deployments supporting NATO's eastern flank. Exercise Hedgehog 25 sees the deployment of 16,000 troops to test Estonia's defence strategy in one of the largest military exercises in the nation's history. This exercise is NATO's Estonian Defence Forces annual validation exercise. Central to this exercise are troops assigned to NATO's Enhanced Forward Presence, or EFP, Estonia. Basically, it's a battle group led by the British forces integrated with Estonia's Defence Forces 1st Infantry Brigade, and an ever-present and reliable French force deployed under Mission Lynx is the name given to the French contribution to NATO's EFP in Estonia. The French armed forces do not tend to broadcast specific deployments. However, we do know French Foreign Legion elements are regularly deployed to Estonia under Operation Lynx, and it's understood additional French Marine units are involved with Exercise Hedgehog 25, bringing the numbers up from its established contingent of 250 troops to around 450 troops. The exercise is primarily focused on training and integration of forces on NATO's eastern flank, and also to deter Putin's aggressive ambitions. The exercise is run by the UK's 4th Light Brigade Combat Team, known as the Black Rats, who are joined by the King's Royal Hussars, British Army Armoured Regiment providing the deadliest and heaviest armour, currently operating in Estonia, the Challenger 2 main battle tank. Also, the British have deployed troops from the Mercian Regiment, a highly effective armoured fighting force. Also, the 1st Battalion, the Duke of Lancaster's Regiment, 1 Lancs, and the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Regiment of Scotland, 2 Scots. The Royal Artillery are here, utilising a range of advanced weapon systems, and the Royal Engineers deploying a wide array of specialised equipment including armoured vehicles like the Trojan, Titan and Terrier for tasks such as minefield clearance and bridge construction. This British combined force involves over 3,000 British Army troops. Also, it should be noted there are allied units from Canada, Spain, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania and Sweden. As part of NATO's reinforcement strategy, Victory Corps, America's forward deployed corps in Europe, will deploy forces from Task Force Iron, led by the 1st Armoured Division, which works alongside NATO allies and regional security partners to provide combat-credible forces. Look out for soldiers from Maryland's Army National Guard, which has worked with Estonian forces for over 4 years providing artillery training, and US Army soldiers from 321st Field Artillery Regiment and 7th Cavalry Regiment. These soldiers will feature later in this video. During the Hedgehog exercise, it's these elements of US Army and some Maryland Army National Guard units who act as a challenging, realistic adversary to the combined Estonian and NATO battle group. The US-nominated adversary troops operated Bradley infantry fighting vehicles for high-speed battlefield manoeuvrability combined with the Bradley's deadly firepower. However, not all these battlefield manoeuvres were solely conducted here at Tapa Army Base. Instead, NATO planners also chose Tara Army Base, a military installation of the Estonian Defence Forces located in Võru, and Estonian Defence Forces Rido Camp, a military base in Juba, which is located just over 3 miles or 5 kilometres from Võru in South Estonia. These locations were planned to test the Estonian Defence Forces and NATO troops' ability to rapidly deploy forces to multiple enemy contact points and to reinforce these forces through the activation and deployment of Estonian Defence League units, a voluntary military national defence organisation. NATO, of course, was fully aware that Rido Camp and Tara Army Base in Võru is less than 21 miles or 54 kilometres from the Russian border, a fact that would not have gone unnoticed by Russian commanders. It's also in the nearby heavily wooded Nursi Palu training area in Juba, which saw many defence elements learnt from the ongoing war in Ukraine, such as trench digging and counter-drone operations. Back to this video, Estonian troops have already established drone surveillance to identify enemy movements. Warrior infantry fighting vehicles are also providing additional surveillance and firepower in support of British Royal Engineers as they reinforce low weights bearing bridges and remove or dismantle enemy obstacles such as dragon teeth. This first stage action clears the way for British heavy armour, artillery and support vehicles to move forward against any hostile forces. At the same time, British ground troops from Walmersin, with support from the Royal Engineers, are moving north into the forested area of the Kesp Lagoon. They will conduct bridge and river crossings requiring the utilisation of infantry assault bridges. Estonian troops have entered the forest from a different location and will set up defensive positions. At this point, the first enemy contact will occur, resulting in rapid escalation in war fighting. The British commanders order the deployment of all available military assets and equipment to counter the enemy threat.
vastu vaata ja siit me läksimegi ka siia nurga peale, just oli Siil ja Siil oli ka, aga sinna topeltkivi vaata.
Okay.
Siit on nagu nii et
people up here!
Ja võt see
ammu juba hakkab välja uurima seda Vene kooli värki ja paska kõike juba ammu ilmalt. Kas saame ära? Auto.
Is the main effort. They now just need to provide a way for the army to roll.
In the meantime, reports of a second enemy crossing results in 1st Battalion the Duke of Lancaster's Regiment 1 Lancs and the 2nd Battalion of the Royal Regiment of Scotland 2 Scots forward deployed with French and other NATO troops to bolster Estonian troops near to the Russian border at the Tara Army Base in Võru. Here they will dig in and build a series of defensive trenches. They will face a highly mobile unit of American troops simulating mechanised enemy forces. Here back at Tapa Army Base training area, the British have deployed artillery systems, warrior fighting vehicles and Challenger main battle tanks to support 1 Mercian Regiment and Estonian Defence Forces. Significantly, British Army Corps Apache attack helicopters have also deployed from Wattisham Flying Station in Suffolk, England, and will use full deployed refuelling and arming stations in Estonia. This combined force will allow the British and Estonian forces to move forwards, overwhelming enemy forces with combined coordinated firepower.
launches down there, happy? Everyone happy? Get down there, let's go! Let's go! On his back, let's go! He's not back! Get it! Stay on the floor next to you! Up and into the left and right! Yep, right. Speed to me! Left is clear, yeah? Roll one, left.
As the Tapa Army Base training progressed with the Estonian and British troops successfully pushing back enemy forces, the situation further south in the Viru area was more tense, and at this point further reinforcements were deployed, in this case American troops under the overall command of Victory Corps, America's forward deployed corps in Europe, which ordered the deployment of forces from Task Force Iron, led by the 1st Armoured Division. However, that's not all. American troops assigned to 121st Field Artillery Regiment from Fort Bragg, 3rd Infantry Division troops from Fort Stewart, and Maryland Army National Guard all currently have units in Europe as part of a regular troop rotation. Another Commander Victory Corps were ordered to support the Hedgehog 25 exercises. Some of these American units took up the role of reinforcements, and some as the aggressor.
Establish some type of perimeter around us. Their job. That's how they provide protection.
The system to make sure there's nothing in there.
Madam. Oh, stop it. If that were to happen in real life, super lucky.
Can we try that one more time, dude? Let me just let me come back with this one.
Hey, yeah.
Go ahead and put that down. I don't
Shoot. Oh, nice. Nice. You see that? So as soon as you get that, it's lost link protocol. It's instant.
You got it, bro. Oh, we're just crossing right here? You got it. Yeah.
seems like, you know, for them to actually get to A and B, it's probably, and now we don't know where they really are. But like since they kind of east, south of Warren, so it's more.
Specialist Sterling Manus. I'm with 57 Cav 3rd ID and I'm a driver for the M2A4 Bradleys. We have just been working with the Estonians, like getting their procedures down and then having them train with us to get our procedures down. We've worked with their dismount teams. We've worked with some of their mounted teams just on how they operate and how they move. So these exercises have given us the ability to train with our NATO allies, and we get to see like how we would operate real world and what we need to work on through these operations, but overall we're pretty effective when we're operating.
I'm Sergeant First Class Brody Gay, and I'm a platoon sergeant for 1st Platoon of Apache Troop in 57 Cav. So my overall role is a platoon sergeant. I advise the platoon leader. I handle everything logistically in paragraph 4 of the op order. I make sure that we stay lethal and all of our warfighter tasks are complete, so all of our pre-fire checks. I'm also the squadron's master gunner at the current time, so anything with my sister platoon that goes wrong, I also help them out to make sure that they stay lethal as well. The platoon really works hard at keeping the vehicles running, keeping all of the maintenance under check, all the weapon systems firing, and it's a really rewarding feeling whenever they get to finally put the full thing together and watch their piece of equipment engage and destroy targets.
Well, we form part of one Estonian brigade, which in turn forms part of an Estonian division. So we are fully enmeshed in their national military plans. And now clearly I won't talk about details of those here, but you know, we are on a notice to move. We have all the assets that we need to provide fulsome support to the Estonians in the event of a crisis. Well, I'd like to think that the average Estonian feels reassured that we're here, that they trust that we are here with them, defending their nation with them, and that in a time of crisis we will be here to support them. Estonia is a part of NATO. I have grown up knowing that this alliance is there to protect all of us, to protect our freedoms, to protect our liberty, and to enable us to live the lifestyle that we do and to enjoy the freedoms that we do. And therefore, being here is incredibly important to me. I mean, we're a diverse lot. I mean, at the moment we're about 630 British soldiers in this battle group, and that's alongside about 230 soldiers from the French army. And so the future for us over the next 4 months, which is around about what we as a unit have left in Estonia, is all about doing a large national level exercise that we're doing at the moment. And then it's going on to just continue to train, to be better, to continue to improve our interoperability, both with our French allies and critically within our Estonian hierarchy.
My name is First Lieutenant Russell Meadows. I'm the officer in charge of 1st of the 107th Detachment, attached to 1st of the 175th Infantry in Maryland Army National Guard. Here at Hedgehog, I'm in charge of all the Joint Fires Observers from the state of Maryland, attached to 2nd Brigade, Red 4 and Blue 4. Here at Hedgehog, we're working with our state partner Estonia to provide joint fire support capabilities to maneuver forces. My detachment has been working with the state partnership in Estonia for roughly 4 years now, taking part in Spring Storm and Hedgehog exercises. One part of learning has been the communications piece. Sometimes it's been very difficult working with our partners' updated communications and the communications that we currently have. I think it's important working with our NATO allied partners, because if you really want to be an effective warfighter, then you need to start developing relationships with your partners. I would really like to see more emphasis on the Joint Fires Observer program put towards the Estonians, helping them develop their own program and develop their own training so they can sustain the certifications that they receive. I really enjoyed working with the Estonians here. They've been very helpful to us. It's been great working alongside of them. A lot of high motivation that I really enjoy, and getting their perspective on warfighting has been very advantageous for us and to add into our training.
I'm Master Sergeant Timo with the Estonian Air Force, working as a Joint Terminal Attack Controller. Currently we are participating exercise Hedgehog 25 in Estonia. It is the biggest military exercise we have every year, and our role currently is to be the enemy force. Our experience working with Maryland's Army National Guard has been already with 4 years. They have been here in this exercise every year, helping us Joint Terminal Attack Controllers to expedite and fasten the kill chain regarding the air-to-ground effects. Estonian Joint Terminal Attack Controllers have participated in Maryland's Army National Guard exercise Spartan Dagger, where we also have closely worked with Joint Fires Observers. Sharing experience with Maryland's Army National Guard Joint Fires Observers has been good team working together. Currently, I would say we are not considering each other as colleagues, but as buddies.